Yesterday, I released a video in which the McCurtain County Sheriff's Office was caught on a recording holding a secret meeting in which they were plotting to murder and dispose of the bodies of 2 news reporters in their area.
Governor Stitt calling for the resignations of several McCurtain County employees, to include the county sheriff. This after secret recordings allegedly captured them talking about beating, killing, and burying 2 newspaper reporters in Idabel.
Shockingly, instead of making a post about the sheriff and commissioners resigning after being caught plotting the murder of newspaper reporters, they make a post threatening felony charges on the people that exposed them. I'm going to attempt to read the comments from the McCurtain County Sheriff's Office pertaining to the recent incidents of the sheriff and some county commissioners being caught on recordings talking about murdering reporters. I'm going to read, or attempt to read, their comments on the situation without laughing out loud too much. Here we go. The very first sentence makes me laugh. Okay. All right. The last 72 hours have been among the most difficult and disruptive in recent memory. This is a very complex situation and one we regret having to address. There is and has been an ongoing investigation into multiple significant violations of Oklahoma Security and Communications Act, Title 13, Chapters 176.3 and 176.4, which states that it is illegal to secretly record a conversation in which you are not involved and do not have the consent of at least one of the involved parties. There is a significant number of victims of this criminal activity, and it has taken significant effort and time to identify them and corroborate evidence. Many of these recordings, like the one published by media outlets on Friday, have yet to be duly authenticated or validated. Our preliminary information indicates that the media-released audio recording has, in fact, been altered. The motivation for doing so remains unclear at this point. That matter is actively being investigated. In addition to being illegally obtained, the audio does not match the transcription of the audio and is not precisely consistent with what has been put into print. Multiple agencies are assisting in this ongoing investigation. As a result of the press release that went out on Friday, a large number of threats of violence, including death threats, have been made against county employees and officials, their families, and friends. There will be continued press releases from this agency as the investigation comes to a close and findings are forwarded to the appropriate authorities for felony charges to be filed on those involved. This department must have the worst PR person ever. Rather than addressing the fact that county officials were caught on recordings talking about murdering and burying reporters, as well as talking about hanging black people, they decide to inform the public that exposing them was illegal and that they fully intend to retaliate against those who exposed them. So people had already gone on their Facebook page previous to them making this post and made comments on other posts about the incident, including these. Oh my God, get caught, then try to make the person who caught you into a criminal. Is there no depths of depravity you subhuman, violent, sick, sadistic animals won't go to cover up your crimes? And you still don't get why Americans hate cops and see you as the enemy. And then there's this comment. Why aren't you allowing comments on the post about the recording, but you are allowing comments on this post? Is it because you're afraid of viewpoint-based comments that are critical of the sheriff and other county officers? As you can see by this post made on the official North Korea McCurtain County Sheriff's Office Facebook page, they have turned off commenting to make sure that the public cannot have a discourse or add their input to the situation on this post. This isn't illegal, but it is very telling. To me, it says, Supreme Leader has given you the official narrative. Thou shalt accept this narrative as the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and none shall question the integrity, benevolence, and authority of the great leader. But even with the comments turned off, you can see from the reactions that the American people are not nearly as stupid as the McCurtain County Sheriff's Office thinks they are. 1.2 thousand laugh reacts, 430 angry reacts, 46 likes, 24 wows, 5 cries, and 3 cares. Most people are either laughing at them or angry at them. I'm both, but I can only select one on Facebook. But now let's talk about why this recording actually was perfectly legal anyways and is not wiretapping. According to the Open Meetings Act in Oklahoma, if the majority of a governing body is meeting together and talking about county business, it's called a quorum. A quorum is the minimum number of members of an assembly or society that must be present at any meeting in order to make the proceedings valid. Because there are only 3 commissioners in the county, and 2 of those commissioners were present talking about county business, this was an official county meeting. It's not illegal to record public meetings, and therefore the wiretapping charges that the county is threatening on the reporters will not stand in court. Make no mistake, though, this doesn't mean that the department won't carry out their threat to arrest and charge these journalists and, based on the discussion of their meeting, possibly try to murder them while they're in custody. But it does mean that it's very unlikely that any charges like this could possibly stick. Which thickens the plot even more. According to the Oklahoma Open Meetings Act, all public meetings must be announced. I believe 24 hours ahead of time. It may be 72 hours ahead of time. Either way, all public meetings must be announced to the public so that the public can attend. Therefore, the county commissioners, 2 of them, held a public meeting with the sheriff without informing the people about it. So by not informing the public of the meeting that they were holding, they held an illegal secret meeting. And in this illegal secret meeting, they talked about participating in illegal activities, such as murdering and burying journalists and hanging black people. One of the commissioners in the recordings talked about having 2 pre-dug holes in which they could dispose of bodies. Whether these are official county pre-dug holes or not, we don't know. But we do know that the county is officially digging their holes deeper. This official post by the Sheriff's Department is like a can of gasoline thrown on the fire that the county already started. And as far as the government holding secret meetings goes, I leave you with the words of John F. Kennedy.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it. Even today, there is little value in opposing the threat of a closed society by imitating its arbitrary restrictions. Even today, there is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive with it. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment. That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control. And no official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, civilian or military, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.